For the network access control, it's check the traffic once the traffic try to get in and once the traffic tries to leave the subnet. So once the traffic reaches to the network access control, then the network access control will say to the traffic, wait, I have to check whether if you are allowed to get out or not. So if it is allowed, then we will have traffic go out and come back to the user, and we will have an answer or a response for that request. If it is not allowed, then it will keep stuck here, and the user will have a timeout error. So two things you have to remember about security group and network access control: that once the traffic comes in, the security group is only asked if this traffic come in. If it is come in, then it will check the list whether if it's allowed or not. Then once it is allowed, it will get in, and once it will decide to leave the security group, it will not check it again. But for the knuckle, do this operation once the traffics come in and once the traffics wants to leave the subnet. So that is the difference between security group and network access control list. I hope that is clear for you. Then we check this security group, then we create our network interface. So I could not remember what is, so they must be in the same VPC, right? So once US 1, yes, description my new INI, so this one, right, and call it my new ENI, then I save it, then I check it, then I will click on action, then I click on attach, means I want to attach it to an EC2 instance, and it is only one option appear here because it is the only instance that reside in this subnet. Then I will check this one and they will attach it to it. So now if I come back here and try to refresh, go to patient and go to networking, and here I have two network interfaces, right? And here I have two private sub IP addresses, but for public IP address I have only one. So to have two as well, I have to assign a public IP address for my new network interface. For that, let me come back here and then click on Elastic IP. Then I will allocate an IP address, and this is, yes, US East 1. Scroll down and then allocate that IP address. I have to remember it because I will release it once I will do this demo, because I don't want to be in the charge of that. So here I want to associate this one to release it, because this public IP address, it will be yours and no one will take it from you. It will be only for you. But once you release it, it can be taken from another one. Then you will be not able to bring it back. So for that, I will click on associate an IP address, then an instance, then I will choose an interface, network interface. Then here I will choose this interface I have created. Then once I click on this, it will generate for me a private IP address. Then I will say allow this elastic IP to re-associate. Then I will associate that. So let me come here, and then if I refresh, and if I try now to scroll down and go to the network, yes, here I have public IP address, this bout of public IP address. So let me show you what is the difference here in the demo, the difference between an elastic IP address and a public IP address. So I will go to this EC2 instance, then I will stop it and start it. But first, you have to remember its public IP address here, this one. Sorry, go to networking. Remember very well, it's this public IP address, and this one is elastic IP address. Come back here, and then check this one, and then I will click on stop instance. Right, I will refresh, and then I will check now and click on start instance. So we have to wait until it stops it. And let me come here and try to refresh and see. Yes, now it is active, my active directory. That is good. So now I will refresh. Now let me to try to start the instance. Now it is running. So here in networking, if I scroll down, there is only the elastic IP address here, yeah, right? And we have to wait a little bit, then we will have a regenerated IP address, public IP address. So we try refresh again.